Years ago, I was at a job interview and the interviewer asked, "What is the most important quality an HR professional should have?" I thought carefully and said, "They should be experts in HR practices." Then I added, "They should also have a strong work ethic." Reasonable answers, but according to decades of global research, they weren't the right ones. This is the subject of research by Robert Etchinger, Michael Lombardo, and Dave Ulrich in their outstanding book, 100 Things You Need to Know, Best People Practices for Managers in HR. These researchers ask hard questions, test them across organizations, industries, and decades, and then tell us how confident they are of the answer. So here's the question. In order of importance, what are the key skills for successful HR professionals? A, personal credibility, knowledge of HR practices, understanding the business, strategic contribution, HR technology. B, knowledge of HR practices, strategic contribution, understanding the business, personal credibility, HR technology. C, personal credibility, strategic contribution, knowledge of HR practices, understanding the business, HR technology. D, strategic contribution, knowledge of HR practices, understanding the business, personal credibility, HR technology. Or E, understanding the business, knowledge of HR practices, personal credibility, strategic contribution, HR technology. I know that's a lot of information, but how do you think you did? In order of importance, the key skills for successful HR professionals are C, personal credibility, strategic contribution, knowledge of HR practices, understanding the business, and HR technology. And how sure are the authors of this answer? The answer is substantial, meaning the answer is backed up by robust research. Over 15 years, Ulrich and Brockbank studied 27,000 professional HR people across 4 continents. When they separated the most effective HR professionals from the least effective, here's what made the biggest difference. Personal credibility at 33%, strategic contribution at 25%, HR practices at 22%, knowing the business at 12%, and HR technology at 8%. Let that sink in. The single largest factor isn't knowledge, it's credibility. Why does credibility come first? HR doesn't typically operate with hard authority like other departments such as finance, IT, and operations. HR influences, and influence depends on trust. Consider this example. A healthcare organization is facing burnout among its frontline staff. HR proposes a workload redesign and a leadership coaching initiative. If HR lacks credibility, the reaction is predictable, another program. But if that HR leader has consistently delivered results, handled sensitive issues fairly, and shown sound judgment under pressure, then leaders buy in. With credibility, you have an entirely different outcome. The research divides personal credibility into 2 components. 1, achieving results with integrity, and 2, contributing to business decisions. Let's talk about achieving results with integrity. This includes demonstrating high integrity, that's obvious, meeting commitments, earning trust, delivering measurable results, building strong relationships, and instilling confidence. In practical terms, this is the HR professional who doesn't overpromise, handles investigations objectively, protects confidentiality, and follows through every time. Credibility is built through consistency. Now let's talk about contributing to business decisions. This is the other component of personal credibility. This is where credibility turns into impact. Asking important questions, framing complex issues clearly, taking appropriate risks, and providing alternative insights on issues. Imagine a fast-growing tech company hiring aggressively. Engineering wants speed, operations wants efficiency, and finance wants cost control. An HR professional with credibility doesn't just provide the employee hiring. They ask, what's our employee retention rate after 12 months? Do managers have the capacity to onboard properly? Are we hiring for today's demand or next year's strategy? What culture are we creating? This is HR's strategic contribution. But where do HR practices and technology fit in? Technical HR knowledge ranks 3rd. That's absolutely important. You must know compensation structures, employment law, and talent systems. But technical expertise alone doesn't separate the best from the rest. And HR technology ranks last. Now, that doesn't mean it's irrelevant. HR information systems are powerful. Data analytics matter, and AI is transforming recruiting. But technology expands capability. It doesn't create influence. You can implement the most sophisticated HR platform available, but if leaders don't trust your judgment, that system won't save you. HR professionals should focus on building strong relationships across functions, learning how to communicate clearly and persuasively, delivering measurable outcomes, understanding change and culture, and framing people issues in business language. For example, instead of saying we need leadership development because engagement scores are low, say our turnover in key roles is costing us X dollars annually. Strengthening frontline leadership could improve retention and productivity. Same idea, but different framing and far more influence. So in summary, what's the most important quality an HR professional should have? According to rigorous global research, personal credibility followed by strategic contribution. Technical expertise, business knowledge, and technology matters, but first, trust. When HR professionals build credibility and think strategically, they don't just succeed personally, they are awarded that all-important seat at the table and help their organizations achieve their strategic goals.
John Paul here. If you like this video, check out the HR Insight YouTube channel where we have more videos just like this. Make sure to click subscribe so you get notifications.